And welcome back to our guide, guys. We are sitting outside of Dollet right now. There's a few things here that we are going to collect. Let's get started. In the last video, I know I had mentioned I was going to show you how to do the changing the card rules. So that'll be the first thing that I kind of go over. As you saw when we were on the train, we played cards with Watts, and the open rule kind of got spread throughout that region because they didn't have it previously, but Balam did. And so that's one aspect of the rules being spread. And basically every last place that you've been to, it's going to try and implement a rule into a new area if they don't have it. So right now Dollet doesn't have the open rule. They don't have the same rule that Timber does, but they do have some other ones that are actually rather annoying. So basically, in order to start changing the rules, you basically have to have a rule that the current city doesn't have, and then talk to someone that does play cards, and basically they're going to be like, do you want to mix rules? And if you say yes, you don't have to play the game, you can get out of it. But then after that, you do that a couple times, and then it'll be like, oh, such and such rule has either been spread, such as open, which would be nice, or it could say such and such rule has been removed. In this case, in Dollet, what we're gonna try and get rid of is the random rule that they have. Okay, so as you can see, so you seem to know rules unfamiliar to this region. Would you like to play a game with Galbadia's and ours? So for this one here, I want to say yes, because I want to get that open rule that we spread out there to spread out here. So they have open, random, same, elemental, and trade different is set to rule different right now. So the open and same, those two there came from Galbadia, but they have the random and elemental. Elemental I'm not too concerned about, it's the random that I hate. So I want to get rid of that, but it's not the easiest thing to do. So I'm not actually going to play this, but I'm hoping that the open rule will spread throughout this region. That's the first step. Okay, so nothing yet. So just talk to her again, seem to know rules yet. I will play cards. And again, I'm not actually going to play. I'm basically not going to actually be playing any cards in the next little bit, trying to get these to spread. Okay, so the open rule has now spread through this region. So if I talk to her now to try and play cards, she's not going to, oh, do you want to mix them? It's just going to have the open rule here, plus their random and elemental. You notice how the same is no longer there, because we're not mixing. Okay, now I want to get rid of that random rule. So basically, we're pretty much going to do the exact same thing, but we need to have that same rule in effect again. So this is kind of where you might end up having to like reset your game, like save, reset, save and reset, hoping for a different outcome. In particular, I'm probably not going to worry too much about it in this particular guide. I'm just going to show you how you can go about it. Just because I've got all the card mods done, I don't really have a whole lot of like super crap cards. I'll convert whatever remaining ones that I can still, but like even if I did, like this is what I'm left with. You know, I got a 7/7 here, 7/7, 7/6/5, 7/6/5. Like they're not terrible cards. You can still play with these and have a decent hand along with any of these, you know. So that's kind of why I'm not too concerned about it, because there is still a chance you'll probably pick up a good 2 or 3 out of these, and you know, whatever amount out of these cards. But let's continue on with how to change cards. So once you've spread the open rule, you're gonna basically just follow this road. Unfortunately, you gotta run all the way back to Timber. Yes. But as long as you stay on the road, you won't get into any fights. If you eventually get the encounter half, encounter none ability, then the road won't matter. You can just, especially the encounter none, you'll be fine to just run around. Okay, now that you're back here, the guy on the left, try and play cards with him. He's going to be like, oh, you have cards, you know, rules unfamiliar here. Now, this point here, he's going to ask you, say no. We're not trying to mix rules here. We just want to play a game against him to get that same rule again. Okay, we don't want to accidentally spread random or elemental over here. So, no. Until he decides, hey, you just want to play some cards, that's when we're going to say yes. Okay, so no. And you can, like, in this, as for, like, the ability to do this, you can pretty much do it with any, in between any two towns that have a different set of play rules. I know later we'll be in Trabia Garden, and they're, or Galbadia Garden, sorry. But they'll have a student from Trabia Garden that you'll be able to play cards with. Okay, I'm pretty sure that, yeah, okay. So, now that he's just saying, hey, do you want to play cards? I want to say yes. See, he's got open, same, trade world 1, okay. I'm not actually going to play, I'm just going to quit. Like I said, you don't actually have to play the cards. You just have to have seen the rules. But anyways, as I was saying, Galbadia Garden, there is a Trabia student. So basically you can do the exact same thing that we are doing within Galbadia Garden. You can play against a Galbadian student and then go play against him. Now, the benefit to doing that with them is because the Trabia Garden rules are just atrocious. And you will be playing against someone once we get the Trabia Garden for Selfie's card. So I highly do suggest probably taking the time to do that one. But I can tell you right now, it takes a long time to get to the rule set that you want. But I'll probably end up doing it. Probably won't record the entirety of everything. I'll just probably get it set up, show you the best route to who to play against and stuff, and kind of go from there, and then pick up where I left off. Okay, now that we're here, I'm just gonna save it again, just outside. Because if you're planning on, like, legitimately getting rid of that random rule, this is how you would go about it. Alright, so we're gonna talk to her again. Okay, and now for her, we're gonna say yes. Let's play some cards. Now, one of three things are possibly gonna happen. Or I guess four technically. Either nothing, the random rule will disappear, the same rule will spread, or the elemental rule will disappear. So we're really hoping for the random rule. That's what we're going for.